So yeah, so this is a shop improvements video, but it's not about a specific project. It's mostly just going to be me talking about a couple of the things that I've done to the shop. Some quite major things, actually, but nothing that, or things that didn't stand on their own for like a separate video. The first thing is that all four walls are sheeted and insulated. So that's a big thing. The sheeting, again, just OSB. You know, I really would have loved to have gone with plywood, but it would have been 10 times the cost for even the cheapest plywood that would have been, you know, thick enough to make it worth using plywood. The OSB is a little more expensive than drywall, but it's more robust, so I feel like that it'll hold up better. And I mean, limited more than with like plywood would be, but you can still screw things directly into the OSB and not necessarily have to worry about getting a stud. So that's nice. The other thing is I've almost got, well, I've got half the ceiling insulated and sheeted. The ceiling is OSB as well, but I've painted it white. The reason for painting it is to hopefully make it feel less closed in. You know, I've used this shop, and the shop has existed for a number of years basically without a ceiling. So my concern was that once I put a ceiling on, that it would start to feel really small in here. So painting it white, I'm hoping, will alleviate that and also help, you know, break up just the amount of brown that's in here, and you know, reflect light back and stuff like that. It is OSB, painted OSB, oil-based primer, kills, in case you were wondering. 3 coats of an oil-based primer, and then 2 coats of latex. And here's another cut off of it. So I think it actually comes out nice. You still see the texture of the OSB. You're not going to get rid of that. I saw someone who spackled over the OSB in order to make it smooth, and at that point I was like, you really want it that bad, just buy the plywood or something, or drywall. So the other thing I've done is I have insulated and skinned the doors, and I painted those as the doors as well. I skinned them with just melamine, so it was just super dark brown, kind of depressing. Again, there's a lot of brown in here to begin with, so just trying to break it up. Still need to paint that centerpiece, that divider that helps seal up the gap between them, and that's going to be a big problem, or that has been a big sort of area of thought. Is these are barn doors, so they just slide open, and barn doors were never designed to be sealed, so you have big gaps on all the sides and the top and the bottom. So there are some brushes that you can get that you place along the door jambs, the sides and the top. They don't necessarily advertise them as working for the bottom, but I think I can make them work for the bottom. So I'm going to try those to help seal that up. Again, I'm going through the effort of insulating everything to make it more comfortable. At some point I will have ductless HVAC in here. But anyway, so brushes, maybe to help seal it up. If those don't work, or they don't work well enough, and I may just end up going both routes, putting a strip door in front of this door to help create a barrier for wind and air from escaping, and from escaping and from getting in. Another thing I did, minor thing I did, was there used to be a gap right here between this part of the concrete and the slab of the shop. there used to be a gap right there. I really don't know what the purpose of that gap was, but it always bothered me. I had gotten my just not walking and not paying attention, walking into the shop. I've got my foot caught in it, and you know, just rolling. If you want to roll something out, there's that big gap that you've got to deal with. Anyway, got a couple bags of concrete, 3 bags I think, and filled that in. And I think the last update for this video is, and if you follow my Instagram, you saw this. I didn't really explain the reason for it though, but I doubled up all of the floor slash ceiling joists. And the reason for that is, and this is a problem that I knew about, but was sort of ignoring until it sort of became necessary to address it, which was when I started to do, or was ready to do the insulation and the sheeting. And that is that all of the joists, but this back joist was the worst, were bending or deflecting from their original position. And I think the reason for that is that there's a storage space upstairs. There's the access door for it. And there used to be a lot of stuff up there. I mean, we have some stuff up there, but there used to be a lot of stuff up there. It may have been because it was overloaded at some point, or it may be that this is the shop is 15 feet wide, you know, inside with the walls and everything. The joists are about 16 feet wide, and as far as I can tell, just having sort of glanced at it, a 16-foot span would nominally require a center support for a 2x6 specifically. So there probably should be a center support going down the length of the shop, you know, a beam and a center support. I really didn't want to do that. I understand why it wasn't done originally, because having, you know, the open space, you know, why would you take that away from yourself by putting in center supports? But this last joist, like I said, was the worst. They were all more or less deflecting, bending down, and this last one was probably deflecting 2-3 inches from where it was originally supposed to have been. Rather than tear down the shop and build something new, I opted to just or to ignore it. I could have done that. I mean, this building has been standing here for 30 years. There's nothing to say that it wouldn't have stood here for another 30 years with as it was. What I decided to do to help mitigate any potential issues, I used a floor jack to jack up the joists back into roughly the position that they should be in, and then I doubled up. I attached a second 2x6 to all the joists, even the ones that weren't deflected all that much, that they would cause a concern. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. I'm not sure what the next one will cover. Maybe some of the electrical, putting in the outlets. It may be a sort of a catch-all video like this one. I don't think that there's a whole lot left in the shop that I'm going to be doing that justifies a video all on its own. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching.